Good morning, students. My voice is audible, and can you see my screen? Yes, students, can you please respond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Let me wait for other participants. Then I'll start the session. Okay, fine, students. So let me start the session. Okay. I hope in the previous class I've discussed what is the syntax of this interface, right? So this I've discussed in the previous class. In other words, I've discussed the general form of an interface, right? So this so we need to write an interface, right? So let us move to the next section. And let us assume that I have an interface something like that, right? I have an interface something like that. So let me copy this. Let me share a new notepad. Yeah. And you can see that, right? So let us assume that I have written an interface something like this. So what is the name of the interface? The name of the, sorry, what is the name of the interface? The name of the interface is nothing but is callback. And inside this interface, as you notice that I have a method called callback. So you should not get confused that the name of the interface and the name of the method are not same, right? You should not get confused. See how I can tell they both are not same? You see that here. For this name of the interface, the letter C is in uppercase, whereas as you see here, for the name of the method, you see that the letter C is in lowercase, right? As you know that Java is a case sensitive programming. So since Java is a case sensitive programming, even though it is callback, that is name of the interface is callback and name of the method is callback, but there's a difference. What difference? You see that here. So with respect to method, the C has been written in lowercase, whereas with respect to the name of the interface, the letter C has been written in uppercase. So therefore, we can easily say that this callback is different from the callback which is present inside my interface, right? But it is not mandated that it should match. Okay, actually, I can write it anything. Okay, actually, I can write something like the test. Okay, but instead of that, they have taken something like this. Okay. That's first observation you need to do. Whenever you see any interface, generally classes will implement interface. Okay. Generally, a class Generally, classes will implement an interface. How a class can implement interface? So let us see now. Okay. Now, before that, let us see the syntax, how a class can implement an interface. Okay, let us see the syntax, how a class can implement an interface. Okay, so let me paste this. Yeah, so let me put the syntax here. Okay, hope you can see my notepad. Yeah. So this is a syntax. So this is a syntax which we need to use for a class in not to implement an interface called callback. So as I said several times, anything which you write in square bracket is optional. Okay, as I said several times, with respect to syntax in Java, anything which you write in square bracket is optional. What is mean optional? It is not mandated that I need to use this statement. And similarly, you can see that, so this also they placed in square bracket. So anything which is placed in square bracket is optional, it is not mandatory. Now let us see how a class can implement an interface. So let me write a class called A. So generally, I can write a class called A. You see that all the square bracket is an optional. So I can remove it. I can write it, you see that class name. So class is a keyword. You know that class is a keyword. So therefore, class is a keyword followed by the name of the class. But as you notice here, my class A is not implementing this interface. Now, how a class can implement an interface? So a class cannot implement an interface. It needs to use a keyword called implements. It needs to use a keyword called implements. So as we know that anything which is square bracket is optional. So therefore, I don't want to use this. Okay. So now let me use this. So class name followed by implement. So I should use a keyword called implements. Okay. So after this, what is there? It is there in the syntax. It says it is interface nothing but it is the name of the interface, right? Now what interface I want to implement? I want to implement an interface with the name called callback. So therefore here I should write it callback. All right, students, that's the syntax. Okay, class name, implements is a keyword and followed by the here interface refers to the name of the interface. You see that this interface is not a keyword. Okay, this interface is nothing but it's referring to the name of the interface. And what is the name of the interface? That is callback. Okay, as you know that whenever a class implements an interface, it is mandated that the class should implement the method which is present inside this interface. I repeat, whenever a class implements an interface, so whenever a class implements an interface, it is mandatory for the class to implement the methods which is present inside this interface. Now, what is the method which is present inside this interface? So inside the class A, I have a method called void callback in you see that I have implemented. Okay, that's very important. You see that inside this interface, so inside this interface called callback, what I have done, I have declared the method. You see that semicolon indicates I have declared the method. Whereas when a class A implements corresponding interface, it is mandated that the class should implement the methods which is present inside this interface. So when I say implement, as you see that I have this opening flower brace and closing flower brace. It is mandatory. It is mandatory. Okay. Now, so let me clear my drawing. Now let me write one more interface. Let me write IA. And one more thing, students. So when you're trying to write any interface name, when you pick any interface name, make sure that the first letter, the first word always must be in the uppercase. It's the standard style we need to follow. You may ask, if you don't follow, what's going to happen? If you don't follow, nothing will happen. You'll get the output. But if someone sees your code, they says that you don't know Java programming language, even though you get the output. Why? Because you're not following since you're not following some certain standard rules. Okay. So whenever you pick name of the interface, make sure that the first letter, the first word always must be in the uppercase. The same rule which you're going to follow with respect to class name. For example, I want to pick the name of the interface as hello world. Let us assume I want to pick the name of the interface as hello world. So let me write it hello world. Okay. Hello. Let us assume this is the name of the interface and write it world. See that? As you see here, students, hello is one word, world is second word. So therefore, as you notice here, H is in uppercase and W is in uppercase. The same rule we used to follow with respect to class name, and the same rules applies with respect to the name of the interface also. This is the standard rule we need to follow. If you write everything in lowercase also, it's nothing wrong. But if someone sees your code, they says that you don't know Java programming. So that's why it's good practice to follow certain styles when you're trying to type the code. Okay. Yeah, fine. So let me clear my drawings. Yeah. Now you see that here. So now how many interfaces I'm having? I'm having two interfaces. One interface is callback and second interface is IA. Okay. So why you picked IA? I stands for interface. Okay. A stands for some name I picked. That's all. Okay. Okay, now here you see that my class A is trying to implement an interface called callback. But now the class A wants to implement this interface also. In other words, along with callback, it wants to implement one more interface called IA. Then how it can implement? So class A in order to implement both this callback and IA, what it has to do. So first it should begin with the keyword called implements, and that's what it says in syntax. It should begin with the keyword called implements, then followed by the name of the interface. So what is the first interface I want to implement? The first interface I want to implement is callback. So therefore here I've written this callback, and that's what the syntax says, callback. Then followed by, as you see that here, I have a comma, and then interface. So in order to implement the second interface, I should put comma, then followed by the name of the interface IA. So once you write like this, it means that my class A is trying to implement two interfaces. First interface is callback and second interface is IA. Now, since my class A is trying to implement both the interface, it is mandated that the class A should implement the method which is present in callback interface and the method which is present in interface called IA. So here what I should do, so now inside the class, I should write it void test. So I hope you understood the syntax. And you see this here, students, okay? When you write the keyword called implements, it is mandated that you need to write at least one interface name, okay? So then followed by, you see that here, then here you can see that this they are placed in square bracket. Why they are placed in square bracket? It is not mandated that every class should implement more than one interface. Minimum, a class should implement one interface. Okay. So that's why in the syntax it says that for second interface, they're kept in square bracket. The square bracket means it is optional. Okay. So minimum it has to implement one interface. Okay. If you want to implement more than one interface, then you should use comma followed by IA. So let us assume that it wants to implement one more interface called IB. Suppose it wants to implement one more interface called IC. So dot, like this it goes on. And that's what the syntax is. Dot means like this. You can go on implementing n number of interfaces, right? As the syntax is. Okay. I hope you understood this, right? So let me remove this and let me remove this stuff. That's what a syntax. Now, and before that, you see that this is the original syntax, right? I remove this. Is it? Extends. Okay, this is there in syntax, it is there, but I removed it because anything square bracket is optional, it is not mandatory. Now let us assume that and I have a class called A. Okay. Let us assume I have a class called A. Let me open this lower page. Let me close this. Okay. Let us assume that I'm writing a class called B. I'm writing a class called B. Okay. I'm writing a class called B. And this class called B wants to extend or wants to inherit. Okay. Extends a class called A. So class B is trying to extend a class called A. So class B, after extending the class called A, it wants to implement the interface called callback. So how it can do it? So that's what the syntax is. You see that here I have class. So here I have class keyword followed by the name of the class. And what is the name of the class here? It is B. Okay. Next, what I'm trying to use? Next, I'm trying to use extends keyword. So therefore, in the syntax, it says it is extends and followed by the name of the superclass. And what is the name of the superclass? It is A. That's A. Now this class B wants to implement this interface called callback. So then what I should do as a syntax, next I should write implements. So after inheriting the class called A, then I should use the keyword called implements, then followed by the name of the interface which I want to implement. So the name of the interface I want to implement is callback. Now, since class B is trying to implement the interface called callback, what I should do, it's mandated that my class B has to implement this method called callback. Is it right, students? That's the syntax. Okay, followed by, I think you know this I've discussed. So here I can implement n number of interface. There's no constraint that I should implement only one interface. So like that, I can go on implementing n number of interface, but minimum we need to implement one interface if you're trying to use a keyword called implements, right? Yeah, fine. So that's what the syntax is all about. I hope I've discussed everything. Okay. And let me remove this class called A. Let me go back to class called A. Okay, fine. So I've done with this. Now let us assume that this interface callback is having one more method called void test. Is having one more method called void test. Now class A, what is trying to do? Class A is trying to implement the interface called callback. Okay. So after implementing what I said, it is mandated that the class A should implement all the methods which is present in interface called callback. But as you see here, with respect to class A, the class A has implemented only one method, but the second method it has not implemented. Since class A has not implemented the second method, that is test, we call this class A as incomplete class. We call this class A as incomplete class. We call this class A as incomplete class, or we call this is partial implementation of the class. We call this as partial implementation of this class. Why we call this as partial implementation? Because here you see that my class A, what is trying to do? My class A is trying to implement an interface called callback. So since my class A is trying to implement an interface called callback, it is mandatory that my class A should implement both the methods which is present in interface called callback. But as you see here, my class A is trying to implement only one method. Class A is trying to implement only one method called callback, but it has failed to implement the second method. The second method, it has not implemented. Since it has not implemented the second method, we call this class A as partial implementation, or we call this as incomplete class. Okay. And the most important thing here, so anything which is incomplete, class, we call this class as abstract class. Any class which is incomplete, we call this as abstract class. So therefore, what we should do, I need to prefix with the keyword called abstract. I need to prefix with the keyword called abstract. So why I'm prefixing with the keyword called abstract? Why I'm prefixing with the keyword called abstract? Because my class A has failed to implement the second method, that is test, which is present in interface called callback. So therefore, we call this as incomplete class or partial implementation of the class. Okay. Now the second important thing, okay, as you know that whenever we have a class, okay, whenever we have a class called A, in order to access the members of a class, how we can access, we need to create an object of a class. Yes, we need to create an object of a class. Using this object, what we can do, we can access the members of a class. Is it right, students? So like this, you are going to create an object of a class. Using this object, what we can do, we can access the members of a class. But here, the most important thing you need to observe, okay? Now, here, as you noticed here, this class A is abstract class. So any class which is abstract, we call this as incomplete class. So since it is incomplete class, we call this class as abstract class. So any class which is abstract, we can never create. We can never create an object of an abstract class. No, we can never create. We can never create an object of an abstract class. Why we can't create an object of an abstract class? Because it is an incomplete class. So since it is an incomplete class, we can't create an object of an abstract class. But what we can do, we can create a reference variable. So what's the reference variable? A is the name of the class and followed by the variable called A. So what is A? A is not the object. I said several times. What is A? A is nothing but is a reference variable. So we can create a reference variable with respect to abstract class, but we can't create an object of a class called A. What's the object? When I say object, it should begin with a keyword called new. It should begin with a keyword called new and followed by the name of the class. That is A. That is A. That is A. That is A. Okay. So since my class A is abstract class, we can't create an object of a class called A, whereas we can create a reference variable. Why? Because abstract class is an incomplete class. Incomplete class. Right? Yeah. I hope you understood this. So let me clear my drawings. Let us move to one more concept. The syntax have finished. So let me do this now. Now class A is incomplete class. I'm asking question now. With respect to this block of code, is class A is incomplete class? Can you respond? Can you answer?
No, sir, it is not, sir, because we have implemented the method, sir.
Very good, very good. So now class A is not an incomplete class. In other words, class A is not an abstract class. Now the most important thing you should observe is, okay, when a class A is trying to implement any interface, okay, it has to implement all the methods which is present in that interface. And not only that, a class A can add its own method. Okay, for example, a class A can add its own method called sample. That's very important. Okay, that's very important. See, so when a class, you see that here, my class A, when class A is trying to implement any interface, it is mandated that it has to implement all the methods which is present in interface. Okay. Apart from that, my class A can add its own method. My class A can add its own method. It can add, no problem. Okay. So you should not think that when a class A implements any interface, okay, you should not think that we should implement only that set of methods. No, it's not like that. Okay, it has to implement all the methods which is present in interface, and also it can add its own method. So you see that void sample is a method which is added by this class called A. It can add. There's nothing wrong. We can do it. Okay, that's very
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, if it is an abstract class, then also we can add a new method, sir.
Yes, we can add a new method. We can add our own methods.
Okay, sir.
No problem.
Okay, sir.
But in abstract class or normal class, we can try to add our own methods. So class A can add its own methods. Okay, there's nothing wrong. Okay, that's it. That is one of the important observation. You need to make it out. Okay. Okay, fine. And next important concept I would like to discuss. The syntax I have discussed. This also discussed. So this also I've discussed, right? You can see here as a textbook example. Okay. What is the name of my class? The name of my class is client, which is implementing an interface called callback. So what this interface callback is having, this interface callback is having a method called callback. So therefore you see that it is trying to implement, the class client is trying to implement this method, Okay. Now, apart from this, you see that the class client, apart from this, class client is trying to add its own method. Okay, so that's why they're taken the method as non-iface method. What is this? It says, you see that they always pick meaningful names, means it is I stands for interface. I stands for iface, means interface method, means this method does not belongs to interface. In other words, this method belongs to class called client. That's why they picked the name called non-iface method, means iface stands for interface, non-interface method. Okay, like that they'll pick meaningful variable names. Okay, so I just said several times, see, non is one word, iface is second word, meth is third word. So therefore, with respect to method, the first letter of the second word must be in uppercase. So therefore, I is in uppercase and M is in uppercase. Okay, this is a standard style we need to follow. We're trying to pick the name of the methods. Okay. Fine. So let me clear these drawings. Okay. Let me clear my drawings. Okay, fine. Now my focus is this. This is very important. This is very good. This issue now. Accessing implementation through interface reference. Okay. Accessing implementation through interface reference. So let me illustrate this. And let me write my own program. Then let me discuss a textbook example. Okay. So let me write system out. Students, can you please tell the output of this program? I'll be finishing this program. I request you to tell the output of this program. Yes, students, what's the output of this program? I've done with the code. In case I've done any mistake, that also you can raise it. So sometimes I'm doing some typo error. If you feel I've done typo error, just you can let me know. So what's the output of this program, students? Just come on, give a try. Yes. Vaishnavi, what's the output of this program? Monisha, what's the output? Nidhi, what's the output? Lakshman, what's the output? Naveen Kumar, Rahul, Ritu, Rutvik, Padmaja, Srivastava, what's the output?
Sir, is it hello, sir?
Yes. Yes, Padmaja, very good.
Yes,
Your
sir.
answer is correct. The answer is nothing but it is hello, right? So You right, students? So now I want to call this method. Now I want to call this method called callback, right? So in order to call this method called callback, what I should do, I need to create an object of a class called A. I need to create an object of a class called A. So therefore, I created an object of a class called A. So once I create an object of a class called A, using this object, what I can do, I can call this callback. So once I call this callback, the contour will jump inside this callback method and the code system.out.println will get executed and the output I'll get hello. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me clear my docs. This is one way of doing. So let me put this comment. So I need this block of code. You can see now, students, now here what I've done, I've created an object of a class called A. Now, once I create an object of a class called A, okay, so A is a variable which is referring to this object, that is new A. Okay, and what's the type of A? The type of A is nothing but it is A. Why I picked A? Because I'm trying to create an object of a class called A. Okay, now you see that instead of doing like this, what I can do, I can write something like this. Call back. See, that's quite interesting. I can do C dot callback. Now you see that here, students, I've created an object of a class called A. And what is C? C is a reference variable. C is a reference variable with respect to interface. Okay. Okay. In other words, and one second. Let me put the heading.